Have you ever stopped to wonder why, no matter how hard some people work, they always seem stuck in the same financial place? Year after year, paycheck after paycheck, they grind, they hustle, they stress, but their money situation barely changes. Meanwhile, others who may not even earn as much seem to steadily climb, build wealth, and create a life of freedom. The difference isn't always luck or income. More often than not, it comes down to habits, small, invisible money habits that quietly drain your money. And here's the thing, many of these habits feel normal, even harmless, because so many people do them. But when you zoom out and look at the long-term effect, they're devastating. They're the reasons so many people stay broke even while earning more. If you're serious about building wealth in 2026 and beyond, it's not just about what you do with your money. It's about what you stop doing. It's about breaking free from the toxic habits that quietly chain you to financial struggle. Let's start with one of the biggest habits keeping people poor: lifestyle inflation. This is the silent wealth killer. Every time your income goes up, your expenses rise to match it. You get a raise, you upgrade your car. You get a bonus, you go on a more expensive vacation. Instead of widening the gap between income and spending, you keep it the same. That gap is where wealth is built. If your lifestyle expands every time your paycheck does, you'll never get ahead. Millionaires aren't made from big pay. Closely tied to lifestyle inflation is the habit of trying to look rich instead of actually becoming rich. It's the constant upgrades, the latest phone, designer clothes, fancy nights out, luxury cars bought on credit. Social media has made this habit worse than ever. Everyone's competing to show off, to look successful, to project an image. But here's the truth: wealth is quiet, debt is loud. Real wealth is built in silence through investing, saving, and smart money management. If your priority is another habit that keeps people broke is ignoring debt, or worse, normalizing it. Credit card debt, buy now pay later schemes, car loans stretched for years, these are traps. High-interest debt is one of the fastest ways to ensure your money never works for you, because instead of compounding in your favor, it compounds against you. Every dollar in interest you pay is a dollar stolen from your future self. Wealthy people avoid bad debt like the plague. If you've convinced yourself everyone has debt, and let's talk about another subtle but deadly habit: not tracking where your money goes. You can't improve what you don't measure. Most people have no idea where half their paycheck disappears each month. Small subscriptions, spontaneous spending, daily takeout, it all adds up. Over years, it adds up to tens of thousands. If you don't control your money will control you. Millionaires often know exactly where their money is flowing, not because they're obsessed, but because they understand. Another habit keeping people poor is living without an emergency fund. It doesn't feel urgent until something happens. A car repair, a medical bill, a job loss. Without savings, you're forced into debt, and the cycle continues. Building wealth isn't just about offense, it's also about defense. An emergency fund is your shield, the difference between a setback and a financial disaster. If you've been ignoring this, it's time to start. 2026 won't forgive poor planning, but it's not just about what you do with your money. It's also about how you think about it. A destructive habit many people have is believing money is only about working harder. They trade time for money endlessly, never learning how to make money work for them. This is a mindset trap. The wealthy don't just earn money, they multiply it through investments, assets, and systems. If you're stuck believing that the only way to earn more is to work more hours, you're limiting your financial future. Another mindset-related habit is scarcity thinking. Believing that money is always scarce, that opportunities are limited, that wealth is for other people. This belief system keeps you trapped. If you constantly think, "I'll never have enough," you'll act in ways that ensure you never do. Millionaires think in terms of abundance. They ask, "How can I create more?" instead of, "Why can't I afford this?" If you want wealth, you have to change the way you think before you can change the way you live. Procrastination is another subtle habit that robs people of wealth. How many times have you thought about starting to invest, paying off debt, building a budget, or launching that side hustle, and then told yourself, "You'll start next month"? Months turn into years, years turn into decades.
Meanwhile, compounding, the greatest wealth-building tool of all time, is slipping away. The sooner you start, the more powerful your results. If procrastination has been your habit, 2026 is the year to break it. Here's another wealth-killing habit: depending on a single income stream. Too many people rely entirely on one paycheck. If that paycheck disappears, so does everything. Wealthy people diversify. They build multiple streams: investments, businesses, side hustles, real estate, royalties. You don't need 10 sources of income tomorrow, but you do need to start building beyond just your job. If you've been relying on a single source, you're vulnerable. One layoff, one company closure, one bad market. A modern habit keeping people broke is impulsive spending driven by technology. One-click shopping, food delivery apps, subscription traps, it's easier than ever to spend money mindlessly. Companies have designed systems to separate you from your money without you even noticing. Every $5 coffee, every forgotten subscription, every late-night impulse purchase adds up. Wealthy people are intentional. They spend consciously, not reactively. If you're constantly surprised by your bank balance, it's because another costly habit is ignoring financial education. Most people stop learning about money after school, assuming what they know is enough. But the world of money is always changing. New technologies, new opportunities, new risks. The wealthy are constant learners. They read, they study, they hire mentors, they seek advice. If you've stopped learning, you've stopped growing financially. Make 2026 the year you treat financial education as essential, not optional. Here's a deeper habit to address: surrounding yourself with the wrong people. If everyone around you spends recklessly, complains about money, or believes wealth isn't possible, their habits will become yours. If you're influenced by people who normalize debt, instant gratification, and financial struggle, it will rub off on you. Millionaires intentionally build networks with people who challenge them, inspire them, and push them forward. If you want to change your financial future, you might need to change your friends. Another subtle but damaging habit is ignoring your health. At first, this doesn't sound like a money issue, but it is. Poor health leads to medical bills, lost productivity, and stress that spills into every part of your life. Wealthy people often invest in their health because they know money is useless without the energy and longevity to enjoy it. Eating well, exercising, sleeping enough, it's not just about health, it's about protecting your financial future. Bad health is one of the most expensive and here's one more habit worth breaking: living without clear goals. If you don't know what you're working toward, you'll spend aimlessly. Wealthy people set goals: short-term, long-term, financial, and lifestyle. They know what they want and they align their money with those goals. Without a destination, you drift. If you're just hoping money will magically work out, it won't. Clarity creates focus, and focus creates results. So let's bring it all together. The habits keeping people poor in 2026 are rarely the dramatic mistakes. They're the small, daily choices: lifestyle inflation, showing off wealth you don't have, ignoring debt, failing to save, procrastination, overspending, avoiding learning, surrounding yourself with the wrong influences. They're subtle, but they compound. The good news is that the same way these habits can drag you down, better habits can lift you up. Living below your means, saving consistently, investing, the most important takeaway: wealth isn't built by chance. Poverty isn't just bad luck. Both are shaped by habits. If you recognize yourself in any of these patterns, don't panic. Awareness is the first step. The second is change. You can break these habits. You can replace them with habits that create stability, security, and eventually wealth. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen if you start now. So as you step into 2026, take a hard look at your money habits. Ask yourself, which ones are keeping me stuck? Which ones are draining my future? And which ones can I replace today with smarter choices? Because the truth is, you're not doomed to stay where you are. You have the power to change. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll free yourself from the habits that keep you poor and step into the habits that make you rich.